What's up, everybody? This is Phil Rogacki.
And I'm Jared Abergina.
You're listening to Two Tree Guys Podcast. What's up, everybody? Phil Rogacki here with another episode of 2TG, also known as Two Tree Guys. Thank you so much for listening to the show, constantly supporting it, constantly sharing it to the millions of fans around the world. Before we get started on the show, guys, we do have a fee, and that fee is if you enjoy what you hear today, if you learned something, if you got something from it, if you laugh, share it. This is how the show grows. This is how we expand. This is how we get it out there to more people to share this great knowledge of these individuals that are able to come in and speak to us. And they speak to us about different things. We get to hear safety talks, which is an episode that we have on our show. We get to hear our tool/gear/service talks. We get to hear some different training talks. And then what's your story? What your story is, we get to hear everybody's story, which is unique. There's only one out there like it in the world. And we get to hear the ups and downs and ins and outs and the obstacles in the way along this path we call life and how we are able to overcome it. And we get to share that with the world. But today we're going to be having our tool talk, our gear talk, our service talk, and we're talking to Miss Sarah LeBlanc from Global Insurance Billing. And the topic of this today is insurance billing. You know, us working in the tree care industry, trees fall, they damage, and we have to deal with insurance companies a lot. So Miss Sarah is going to be teaching us about dealing with insurance companies, hearing about her company and some of the services they provide and how to help the individuals around the country with their billing and stuff like that. So I'm excited to hear about this because I have never met someone that provided this type of service for our industry. So this is new to me, you know, and if there are people out there, I just haven't heard of them. So I'm excited to hear all about it. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me be here.
Yeah, so scoot a little closer to the mic, get right on about 1 inch away, and you're like, I can't scoot any closer.
Okay.
She's short, guys, real short.
All right. No need to call me out like that.
All right.
All right, cool.
And you've done podcasts before. You're like a pro, right?
Yeah, so, well, you're my second one, so I'm excited to be here.
All right. We're at Arborfest in Asheville, North Carolina. And where are you from?
So I'm from Powder Springs, Georgia. It's just like right northwest of Atlanta.
Okay.
So North Georgia. We had like a 3.5, 4-hour drive.
Okay,
So
that's
it wasn't
nice.
too bad. It was great.
Yeah.
Very pretty up here.
It is. It's really nice. It's a little cold and windy outside.
Yeah,
right now.
I didn't realize that there was snow on the mountain this morning. I thought it was just like the sun hitting the mountain.
There's
And
snow
really
out there?
pretty. Yeah, it was snow. There was snow.
We just a bunch of snow just hit the East Coast pretty bad. Like we just left from New Jersey and they got smoked up there. So I'm like, perfect timing for us to be down here.
I am not a big fan of snow.
No. Snow sucks. I hate it. I'm from Ohio and I hate snow.
Oh, God.
Hate it. It's beautiful like the first time it comes, like, oh, that's pretty. And then after it turns to like brown slush and crap on the side of the road, I hate it.
Yeah, you're just ready for it to go.
Well, let's dive in and let's talk about insurance billing. Let's
Okay.
talk about your company. Let's break it all down.
Cool. So insurance billing, basically we're here to provide this service for tree companies across the U.S. We are a full service company, so we provide everything from A to Z. So if you are called out to an emergency job where like a tree has fallen on a house structure and the person is like, hey, I got to get this off of here and I filed an insurance claim. What we do is provide you, the tree removal expert, contracts for all 50 states. They've all been looked at by our lawyers like very extensively. So they're legal to each state. So
wait, break up. So an insurance company, so you're dealing mostly with insurance companies.
yes.
Oh, okay.
So we're like the middleman between the tree company.
But
and the
insurance company starts contacting you. Hey, we got a problem. We got this. Who do you have in the state?
So we're not there yet.
Okay.
No, we're not there yet. So basically so the tree contractors hire us. Okay. And then when their customers call them and say, hey, I've got a tree on my house, they go to that job prepared to get that. So They go out there with their contract that the customer signs, and whenever they submit that contract back to our office, we send it over to the insurance company. We build the invoice, and we deal with the collections process.
Gotcha.
So we're not so much a lead generation company,
Yeah.
yet. So
That's cool.
so yeah, so not that much, not that venue quite yet, but we just want to make sure that the guys are prepared when they show up. So we go through the contract with them. We let them know, like, here's why this has to be signed. You know, I myself and 2 other people in our office do a sales support meeting. So we just meet with the tree contractor on like a Zoom call, basically, through their portal. And we go through, like, here's the contract. Here's how you talk to your customer about it. Here's where they sign. Here's what this means. If you have any questions, all that kind of stuff, you know. And then we go through all the other forms. So we provide like forms for them to fill out, to submit pictures in, because we basically have to build a storybook of this entire job from beginning to end to submit to the insurance company.
Gotcha. So let me back up here on this, so I'm understanding it. Is I'm a contract client, right?
Okay.
And I say, I get a call from an insurance company I might work with, or a homeowner. Homeowner says, tree fell in my house. I want you to come out there. I'm going to be running this through my insurance. And I'm going, oh, shoot. Okay, I can get the tree down. Never maybe dealt with insurance companies before or anything. By contacting you guys are going to help walk through that process and really be the middleman of insurance company. Maybe do you deal with the customer too?
So we like to keep in contact with the customer.
Okay.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, this is your customer.
Okay.
And we want to make sure that they feel safe and comfortable throughout this entire process, just like you do. So from the beginning, we like for the tree contractor to introduce Global Insurance Billing. Like, hey, I hired this company to do this billing work for me so that I can just take care of this tree, so that I can move on and go on. Because I myself do not go into the claims the claims handler's office. I do not do that, because that's not a world that I personally want to step my foot in. Yeah. And I can imagine that there's a lot of like tree guys out there that are just like, oh my God, like, I just want to cut down trees. And that's great. That's what you do. Like, you're really good at it. Stay good at it. Let us take care of the billing side of everything for you so that you can get paid what you deserve to get paid. So that's where we come in. So you're hiring our company to deal with the billing, to deal with the collections, and make sure that you get paid.
That's good. And I bet you there's some confidence in, too, when you're dealing with the homeowners, you're dealing with the arborist, you're dealing with the insurance company, to kind of have the person that's going to keep it all together to make sure everybody's getting their ultimate goal of what they want.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
The tree person, the arborist wants to do the work and get paid.
Yeah.
The person wants it off their house and get their house fixed.
Exactly.
Insurance company wants to make sure they're paying for what they really got.
Exactly.
Right? And then your company's able to be there along that whole way. So, or hold everybody's hand along the way. Now, in the industry, in the tree care industry, of course, I've dealt with a lot of insurance companies.
Sure.
And it is very confusing on, like, okay, I'm going to run this through my insurance. I just need the quote, but I also need this off the house.
Yeah.
But my insurance company is going to pay for it. Tell me about how to navigate and kind of how you keep those 3 parties together to make sure they ultimately get their same goal.
So it's really important. Okay, so I personally have background in the tree industry as well. So I'm just going to take myself for example, because I've sold this contract to people in our area when they have trees on their house. So first thing I do when I show up to the house with the tree on it is I empathize with our customer and I say, oh, I'm so sorry this happened. Are you okay? Were you here when it happened? I just try to make a personal connection. Okay, so that's step number 1 always.
Because it's affected them.
Yes,
this is something that's my tree my grandpa planted.
Yeah,
this is my house. This is broke my fence. Or
yeah, I had somebody tell me that he was like, yeah, we were sitting on our back porch and we were watching the wind and it got scary. We walked inside. 3 seconds later, tree was on our house where we were sitting. Wow. That's traumatized. Like, that's scary, you know? Okay. So you just try to empathize with them, and that builds that connection. You know, you're just like there. You're a person. They're a person. And then the next thing I ask is like, well, have you filed a claim on this? Are you going through your insurance company? And if they're like, yeah, we have, then that's whenever I introduced GIB. I'm like, well, our company, the tree company, hires this billing company, and I've got this contract here, and I'd like to go over it with you. And if this is something you're comfortable with, we're going to do it this way. And then it has the estimate in it.
Talk about that contract.
Okay, so in the contract, like I said, it's legal to each state. So whenever you pull it up, it's got, you put the tree contractor information, what state you're working in. So that way, if guys are like going out of state, chasing storms, wherever they are, it's legal to that state. So then it pulls up, you've got your customer information, you got your insurance, you got terms of service. It's,
So the tree company is presenting this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then there's signature blocks that the customer signs, understanding.
It's all virtual.
Yes.
I mean, not virtual. This is all online.
Online.
In the cloud.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Cool.
it's so important to go and do it in person.
So they're signing this, and this is your contract, or is this for the tree company?
So the contract is provided by GIB, but ultimately it is the tree contractor's contract because they are named.
Yeah.
We are named as the billing service, but they are named as the tree contractor.
Okay.
So it goes through, terms of service and the estimate. So then the tree contractor goes through and decides what equipment he wants on the job, and he'll go through and it tells how much.
So it's drop down, like, okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's really awesome.
So is they're putting their hourly rate in there? So it's
billed at an 8-hour minimum.
okay, 8-hour minimum.
Yep.
They have their own hourly rate that's on there.
No, it's ours.
Your hourly
Yes.
rate.
So we've done a lot of research on how to charge for equipment.
Okay.
So we have an equipment list that can be found on our website. If it's not on the website, it could be emailed if people are interested in seeing that. It's open to the public. We'll show people, but it's not a secret. And that's another thing about us is we're like super big on transparency. We don't want to hide anything. So once you're a member and you bill a job through us, you have a portal, and in the portal, you see everything. Like you see the conversations we have with the adjuster, you see the conversations we have with the homeowner. If that's necessary, you see when the check comes in, you see when the check goes straight to you, everything. So that's
what do you do if, somebody contractor, they're like, hey, you're charging too little for this. I charge way more for this piece of equipment.
So that's a conversation we have on the front end. If there's ever a time that we need to reassess our billing prices, we are
because you're approving the pricing before they're actually going out there and getting the work. So they already know know
the pricing. Yeah. Because when you sign up, we go through, we have a demo that we go through everything. After the demo, we send over onboarding paperwork to sign. We make sure that all of our contractors are insured. They have their proper certifications. So we just like we are being very transparent with them. We like for them to be with us as well about everything. So it goes both ways.
And you said membership. What is that?
So there is a $750 initial membership fee. And then it's $75 a month, which the $75 a month pays for your portal. So we pay for this, it's Moxo. It's really great company. But it's $75 a month per person kind of thing. So we don't, there's no profit on that.
And what they're paying for that is for you to keep track of all the conversations, pictures.
How much money they've
is coming into them. And cool.
So it's really awesome. So my older brother Stefan, he's like a genius of like finding software and stuff, and like he's our operations manager, and actually he is a public adjuster in like 13 states.
Okay.
So he just kind of went the extra mile there, but he found all this software to do all this.
Is he always the overachiever in the family?
You could say something.
Because what do you got? You have 7 brothers and sisters?
Yeah, no, there's 7 of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
We've all got our little niches, I guess, that you could say. I don't think any one of us is like more of an achiever than the other, but
Where are you at in the family line? Are you the oldest,
I'm
youngest?
number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Okay, right, almost right in the middle.
Yeah, almost right in the middle. But,
Kind of get the short end of the sticks on both.
Yeah.
Not being the first and not being the last. You're the
Yeah.
baby gets everything. Who's the baby?
So Benjamin.
Benjamin?
Yeah, he's our field manager in our tree company, and he kicks ass. He's great.
Does he?
Yeah.
Good. He's learned everything through you guys.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I know what to do and what not to do with everybody.
Yeah. So it's great working with family. It's got its,
Well, the whole family works together.
Yeah.
Besides
my oldest sister.
the oldest
But
sister.
she's got
5 kids.
5 kids. Yep.
Yeah. 2 more to go.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. Probably not.
Okay, so everything's going into the system,
Yeah.
right? They go out there, they do the work. Now let's talk about your guys' process of all the information in there, building the story, the pictures. What does all that look like?
So we have an office in Austell, Georgia, and they, it's the claims handler's office basically, and it's really nice. They've got their own setups and everything, and they just, I don't know actually. So like I said earlier, I don't go into that.
Yeah.
Like I go in there to say hi and whatever, but
Yeah.
I don't do any of that kind of work because it's so specialized and I'm just going to say it's sales
Okay,
marketing.
good.
But they're very good at it.
Yeah.
They're very good. And like I said, they are building a story.
Well, the insurance company doesn't see it. And
Yeah.
they don't understand the equipment. They don't understand the work that's being done. And tree care and tree work and emergency work is not cheap. So when they see that, it's like, what?
Yeah.
You could build a new house for that. This makes no sense. So you have to paint the picture of what it actually took to get that tree off the house. It's not just cut a limb and, send a bill.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't understand that if a job takes 6 hours, that's a long time, but we still bill at an 8-hour minimum. And they're like, oh, why are you, they always want to talk about it, but
Yeah.
we're really trying to get on the same page. Like we want us and the insurance companies to be on the same page about everything. So with this company also, we're trying to, get more tree guys to hire us to do their billing so that everything can kind of be like the insurance company can see it and be like, oh yeah, we're going to get this paid like right now.
Yeah.
So that way they can get paid quick, because if it's kind of all over the place, sometimes it's not as easy. Like the insurance company's like, well, they said this and you said this and why is this? You know what I mean? So
you're controlling the story. You know, like you guys are documenting everything.
Exactly.
That's
and
happening.
I know that
Very
they are
transparent.
too. I know that the guys the guys that bill for themselves,
Yeah.
I know that they are too. And I know that they're doing really good at it. But another thing is like time management. Because it takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort to continuously stay on the adjusters, because like I was in my sister-in-law, she works in the office out there in Austell, and I was in her office the other day writing up an estimate or something, and I heard her, she's like, okay, now I've got to call this adjuster, now I've got to call this adjuster. And sometimes they like switch adjusters on you, where they're like, oh, well, that person's on vacation, it's this person this week, and then you have to redo the whole story, and then you got to follow up. So it's time consuming, and we want to just alleviate that from the tree guys so that they can do what they do best.
Where was this born? Why? Does anybody else doing this out there that you know of?
Not in the way that we're doing it.
Yeah.
No.
And are you guys going to take it to another level where it's not just insurance billing, but just billing and collections together amongst everything? Because you get a lot of individuals out there that are contract climbers or a one-man band out there working in the field, traveling all over the country, and they didn't have to take care of billing. It would be pretty freaking awesome.
Do you mean for like non-emergency
We're
work?
talking, about everything.
Okay, well,
Billing and collecting.
if my dad listens to this episode, I'm sure he's going to devise something. So
Yeah.
let's keep talking about that.
Well, I'm just,
Yeah.
I see the need out there. I mean, insurance billing is a big one.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of red tape. It's sensitive, to the homeowner,
Yeah.
Emotional. You're dealing with an insurance company that's trying to protect every penny. They don't want to pay you anything,
Right.
but they want you to pay them everything.
Right.
Kind of thing. And then the person that is doing the work risking their life and equipment, and it's a hairy situation depending on the type of emergency. So I understand that part, but then in further than that is just general billing. I mean, it's a need because you got a lot of people that don't understand, how do I collect it?
Right.
And if they're not getting their money, their business ain't growing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I do like, so when I do the sales and marketing for like our tree company and it's the collection time, that's pretty much my favorite time. Because like you just go over there and you're like, how is everything? And they're just happy, or, you know, most of the time they're happy. Yeah. And they're just like, yeah, that was great. And I'm like, okay, well, cash, check, or card.
Because is the homeowner going to pay and then the insurance reimbursing them, right?
Oh, so for like emergency jobs like that, we want the insurance company to pay. We don't want any money to come out of the homeowner's pocket. Like I said, this is a traumatic experience and this is hard. There's a tree on your house. You've got to worry about fixing this. We don't want any money to come out of their pocket. You're filing a claim. Your insurance company is obligated to take care of this and mitigate the situation.
Now, how fast is usually a turnaround time? A tree falls on a house, it's on a house. I don't have 6 weeks to get this thing off and approved and everything.
Yeah.
How's that kind of scenario work out with the company, tree company, and also homeowner and the insurance company being paid?
Yeah. So
how fast a turnaround?
So we've seen it as fast as like next day, where they're just like, yeah, here's a check, basically. To, you know, I mean, sometimes it take a little bit longer, but normal turnaround time for payment from the insurance company to us, somewhere between like 20 to 45 days, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So it can be a lengthy process, and you just got to stay on top of it and like do the follow-up calls, do the, you know, just like.
But you make sure you get it approved prior.
Not
insurance?
Always.
Okay.
So if it's auto, that one's a little tricky because, you know, trees fall on cars sometimes.
Yeah.
We do like for those to be pre-approved because that can be a little tricky. There's a lot of caveats in that. And like I said, my brother, he's very good with all of the lingo and you know, everything. But I do know that, so it's like detached structures as well. So if you've got like a shed or a fence or something, that's insured, but it's not as, you know, like the what's it called? Like the payout, basically, the claim amount isn't as much as a house.
Gotcha.
So you have to keep that in mind, and we don't want to rip the homeowner off. So we got to make sure that we're checking the coverage amount and make sure that the bill isn't more than the coverage amount, because you don't want them to be left with nothing, obviously.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ethics that go into it.
Yeah, so. It's a tough one to navigate.
Yeah,
having someone to help along the way is definitely helpful.
We just want to be that, like, let us take one thing off of your plate so that you can service your customer to the best of your ability.
And how do you get paid during this whole thing? You get paid from the $75 a month. You get paid from the actual work being done based on the equipment rates and stuff in there?
So we bill 20% of what is collected on the invoice.
Got it.
So it's a 20-80 split.
Got it. Beautiful.
It used to be 30, but as of 2024, we dropped it down to 20. So
yeah, why is that?
So we just did a lot of research over 2023, and we found that we can do a lot of things on our end to help give back that 10% to the tree contractor.
Good.
So we were able to, you know, do a little bit of like in-house stuff and make sure that we were able to do the 20-30 or 20-80.
20-80.
Yeah. 30 to 20.
30, 20. 80.
Yeah. All the same thing. Whatever.
Awesome. We're working it. We're bringing it out.
It's been a long day.
Well, that's neat. So with the tree companies that are going out there, what are some of the things you need from them right away when they show up to that house in that emergency?
For them to make sure that they've got a good relationship with the homeowner, because oftentimes we, as the billing and collections company, like to go to the homeowner and say, hey, your insurance company is like kind of giving us a little kickback. Do you mind calling them on our behalf and saying like, hey, pay this invoice? So that does happen sometimes. It doesn't happen right off the rip. But often we get...
You say right off the rip?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
I don't know. Maybe it's a Southern thing.
Right off the rip.
Okay.
I'm like,
short.
right off the rip. I'm like, right off the rip. I'm like, did I hear that right? Rip? What does that mean?
Is that a weird thing?
I don't know. I've never heard it.
Right off the bat?
Right off the bat? Okay.
Okay,
I've heard
maybe.
right off the bat. That's a Southern thing.
Okay,
not
we'll
a
say
Northern
right
thing.
off the bat. I don't know.
No, right off the rip. I like it. It's right off the rip.
Okay, well, now I'm like guessing, like second guessing myself if that's actually a thing.
You started it today.
Okay.
It is a thing. If it's not, trademark.
Trademark.
Sarah. GIV.
I'll take my royalties.
Exactly.
Yeah, so basically we just like for them to have a really good relationship with that homeowner to make sure that if in the event that we have to go, and say, hey, please, we got to get this paid, that they're willing. And that happened. Like that is a really nice thing because, like I said, right when you get there, it's tragedy, and you got to empathize with these people because I've seen a lot of trees on houses, and I've never seen a tree fall on a house, and I've never had a tree fall on my house. And I can't imagine being in that situation.
Yeah, scary.
So yeah, but yeah, so it's really cool. We like I said, we've got contracts for all 50 states. So if they want to do storm chasing or go into the next state over or whatever. I've actually done some work in Ohio.
Have you?
Yeah.
What part?
Goshen?
Goshen? Never heard of Goshen.
Okay, I don't know.
That's off the rip.
Yeah, it's off the rip.
It's off the rip.
Thanks.
That's you're like, thanks a lot.
All right.
So how a company that wants to work with you does a lot of emergency work, around the country in all 50 states, which is cool. It's not like, oh, I'm just in Georgia. Contact is Georgia. You're everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? How do they get a hold of you? What do they do? How does that whole process work?
So obviously go to our website, globalinsurancebilling.com. We're on Facebook and Instagram. Contact us. When you contact us, letting us know that you're interested, we do have like a form on our website that says request a demo. When we get that, Chelsea contacts that person.
It's your sister?
No, it's not.
No.
She's not really.
Sister-in-law?
No.
No? Oh.
She's our local guru. Well, actually, she's in Florida, but she's great.
Yeah.
So she contacts that person and sets up a time for the demo.
Okay.
Then myself, Stefan, Chelsea, and Amanda, which is my sister-in-law.
What's up, Amanda?
What's up, Amanda? We all get into a video call and answer any questions that the person might have.
Yeah.
Kind of go over who we are, what we do, the ins and outs of it, the what we bill each equipment, our equipment pricing list, membership fees, all that stuff. And then if they're like, yeah, I'm sold, sign me up, I love it, we send over the onboarding paperwork. Once that's in, we set up another call. That is a sales support call. So then that's when we go over the contract and all the forms and how to fill it out so that whenever a emergency job happens, they're prepared.
Okay.
Sometimes what I like to do also as the salesperson is if after that they're still a little bit like, I still feel a little like uneasy about this, I will get on the phone with them, with their customer on their first job. So like if the customer's like, if the customer's like, oh, I have questions, I'm there and I can talk to them. And, it's just a little I don't want to say hand holding because it's not hand holding, but it's more hand holding for the customer, because we want them to feel comfortable and we want them to just know that this is a very safe and normal process.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
We got you. We're going to get you through this.
Exactly.
Everything will be back to normal here soon.
Exactly. It will be mitigated.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, a tree company that's listening to this or an individual out there that's like, man, I want to get in this storm emergency work. Do you have any advice to them of what would be that kind of the first steps to start getting into this?
Contact us. We would love to talk to you. And if you want to do it yourself, go for it. It's, there's nothing wrong with that. Make sure that you're not underpricing yourself. Make sure that you take lots of pictures and make sure you stay on top of the adjusters when it comes time for your collections. Mm-hmm. If you do choose to use us, we'll stay on top of them for you. We'll take care of that for you. But
getting into like the storm work stuff, like, is it you guys can help them out saying, hey, I want to get into this. I want to use you guys, but I don't have a lot of insurance companies. How do I start doing this? Are they working with their customers that are kind of contacting them, or is there a way of working with insurance companies, working with you?
I don't know about working with the insurance companies right now as far as like lead generation. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, because I know there's companies out there right now that only chase storms and only chase emergency work, and they work directly with insurance companies all over the country.
Right.
That's all they do.
They're like the preferred contractor.
And what you have is you have a lot of individuals who work for a tree company and they go, you know what? I'm good at what I do. I'm going to be a contract climber. So they go into the contract world not knowing how to navigate this. And then kind of their next step is, or some of them are going, I want to get into storm work and emergency work and doing this. So I was just wondering if you had any thoughts or pathways for them to get into this type of work to be able to work with a company like you. And if not, it's like, hey, maybe we got to think about this. Maybe that's something you got to figure out how to help them to get in there.
Yeah, I'm sure my dad has thought of something by now. Or
your dad sounds like a smart man.
Yeah, yeah. So,
is he here?
No, he's very smart. That's Chelsea.
Oh, that's Chelsea. I'm like, your dad's a smart man. You're like, huh.
No, he's great. Okay. No, he is really.
Because he's listening to this right now.
Yeah.
He probably follows us on Two Tree Guy podcast.
Probably, yeah.
He's probably our biggest fan.
Hey,
What's your dad's name?
Stefan. It's also
Stefan.
So Stefan is my dad, and then the other Stefan is my brother. So
gotcha.
After
do you both call him Stefan, or is it like Baby Stefan or Stefan Jr. or nickname?
It's Stefan and Dad.
Stefan and Dad.
Yeah,
all
or
right.
Steph.
Dad, Steph.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. No, he's smart. He's very, very entrepreneurial. He's very like, if there is a need, he wants to make it a business. Like he wants to make sure that he can provide that service. So, So
is he here?
No, he's not here. No.
What the heck, Dad?
Yeah. He's not here. He's back in Georgia. He's probably on his tractor.
Just rides his tractor all day.
Yeah, he rides his tractor.
Just proud of all the kids and kicking butt and throwing.
He's proud of us. Yeah,
I'm sure he is.
Lots to be proud of.
Well, they have the whole family still work, all together in the business.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, him and my mom are great. They provide a lot of support in a lot of areas that a lot of people don't have support in. So we're very, very blessed.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
So what? We heard how to get in contact with you. The one thing I do want to hear from you before we end the show is wisdom, tips in life. How old are you?
I'll be 33 this
33 years in this world. The ups and downs and things you've learned. The millions of people around the world listen to this. What do you have to share with them on their journey in this life that you can help them out?
No pressure. Okay.
No pressure at all. She's gearing up for it. She has something powerful to deliver. I feel it.
Okay, let's see. Some words of wisdom. I would say do not undercut yourself and do not underestimate yourself. And everybody else's path is not always your path.
Ooh, high five on that one.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
And a lot of times in this world, we look at other people and where they're at, and we compare ourselves like we should be there. That's not the path you're on. You're on your path. You're exactly where you're supposed to be at today in life.
And if you feel like you aren't, pray about it.
Pray about it.
Yep.
God will lead the way.
Yes.
He has a path for you. That's for sure. Well, Sarah, I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you.
Appreciate you sharing, your company and the services you provide. And guys, this is gear talk, tool talk, service talk. It's not just about the physical things that we have. It's also the services that are around us to help us be able to provide a better service to our clients and to help us along a way of something to navigate that's hard. Dealing with insurance and homeowners, it's a hard thing that you're going to come across. So reach out to Sarah, Global Insurance Billing. That's your website and Instagram.
Yes.
Reach out to them. Talk to them. Just, hey, I don't know where to begin. I just want to talk to you guys. I'm sure they're willing to help you in any way they possibly can if you have any questions for that. But that's insurance billing, guys. This was a great talk for me to hear because it's not something that's out there in the industry that everybody that I've experienced of like, oh shit, how do we navigate this? What do you mean the insurance company? You get paid on this? We got to go do this, but we got to do it tomorrow. But the insurance company hasn't told us to do it. Well, the homeowner says they're not going to write the check. It's confusing.
Yeah.
So to have someone there to kind of go, I got you. We do this every day. Let me help you get through this process is pretty cool from that. And it's going to be neat. And it's a baby company, 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah.
You made it your first year. That's a big deal.
Yeah. We're excited.
Yeah.
Lots of big things coming
You
down.
got a lot of big things happening. Well, it's going to be cool to see. Next show, next year, you're going to have to be on this so I can hear all about the growth
Absolutely.
in the last year from that.
Excited.
You guys heard it here. If you guys have any questions or you guys need anything, reach out to Sarah and GIB. We appreciate you guys listening to the show. If you got something out of it, if you learned something, you know the fee, and that's to share it. Share it, pay it forward, tag us, like us, subscribe to us so this show can continue. And remember to continue to elevate the standard of our industry through safety, training, and innovation. Till next time, guys. See you later.
See ya. Thank you.
Bye-bye.